Jim Klauck here on the Phenomenal Business Growth Podcast with the man himself, Mr. Howard Partridge. Howard, how you doing, buddy?
I am phenomenal, of course.
Of course you are.
That's my job.
It is, Mr. Phenomenal. It is so great to have you here on basically your podcast, and thanks for the opportunity for allowing me to facilitate this.
Thank you for making this happen. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. For those of you who do not know who Mr. Phenomenal is, Howard Partridge, he is in charge of a fantastic community of people, phenomenal business coaching. And it wasn't always known as that, but that's the brand today. I've known Howard for almost 20 years. Phenomenal products, and it's morphed now into phenomenal business coaching. Haven't you coached thousands of people?
Yep. Sure. Yeah, I've been coaching for 25 years now. So a lot of folks, thousands of business owners. Currently, we're coaching over 100 different industries in 20 different countries.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. When I first met you, you may not remember this, but it was really, really important to me. And I have such fond memories. And this goes back almost 20 years ago. I had heard you on the radio. I'd heard you on the radio. Then I wanted to have you on my show, but in between, you had invited me, or I bought a ticket to go to one of your events, and Zig Ziglar was there, and it was thrilling because he, as you know, is one of my heroes. And I got to meet you, great people from the inner circle, got to meet Zig Ziglar himself and see some other speakers. And that's pretty typical of an event that you put on. So if someone's watching this and they say, hey, if I go to a boot camp, or if I'm lucky enough to be invited to visit Inner Circle, what are they going to see?
Well, first of all, I want them to know what problem we're going to solve. What happens is we go into business for ourselves because we, maybe want to make a little more money, but really you want to be your own boss, chart your own course, have a little more free time. Yeah, right. The brutal reality of most small business owners' lives is you feel like a slave to the business, very little family time. Business consumes your mind 24/7, major stress, no real freedom. You feel like you have a job instead of a business, and your day is consumed putting out brush fires. And I know how that feels because that was me. I started my first business out of the trunk of my car. I was a slave to that business. I worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And in 1997, I learned what I call today the secrets of a phenomenal business, which my friend and one of my mentors, Michael Gerber, wrote a book called The E-Myth, and he said that the secret is the system. And so I learned through the E-Myth that, wow, I can have a turnkey business. I can actually have a business that is so systematized, and I can create these processes that anybody can operate, and this business can operate without me. I mean, that was a revelation to me. In fact, right here on this beach in Destin, Florida, I'm at my Florida home right now. I read that book, and I got a pile of spiral notebooks, and I rewrote my life and rewrote my vision for my business, went back, transformed that business into a multi-million-dollar business that I still own today. It's Turnkey. And so I was able to get free. And what we help people do when you come to the boot camp, that's the first step. That's the first live event that you attend. It's all about systems. You learn how to build systems into your business because, as Michael says, the secret is the system. The problem is that you have to answer every question in your business. Nobody else can make the big sale. Nobody can talk to the customer. Nobody else can do this. You have to be involved in everything. When you have to be involved in everything, that affects your life, right? And you feel like a slave to the business. You don't have family time. And so what we do is help you build systems in your business. But that's not the only thing that you need. Actually, a phenomenally successful business needs three things. You need to have systems, and then you need to have the right people. One of the biggest challenges people have today is, oh, how many times have you heard this? Oh, nobody wants to work. Oh, nobody wants to work. You can't find good people. Why do I have almost 50 phenomenal people on my team? Why do I have people that volunteer to work with us? Something's going on here. And what that something is leadership. So you need to have systems in your business, and you need to have a system. One of the systems you need to have is a system for finding, attracting, hiring, training, coaching your team members so that they can replace you. That's the whole idea. That happens through leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And the toughest person to lead is ourselves. Okay. So what happens when you go to boot camp is you learn those 5 systems: leadership, marketing, sales, service, finance. You learn how to get other people to do those things for you. It doesn't happen overnight, but you finally get a picture of what your business could be. And we show you how to start building those systems in your business. Now, the events that you're talking about are only for our members, people who are coaching members with Phenomenal Business Coaching. And but when you come to boot camp, you're typically, depending on which one you come to, you're typically invited to one of those events. The one that you went to, we had Mr. Zig Ziglar. And what happened after that was that my company, Phenomenal Business Coaching, became the exclusive coaching company for the Zig Ziglar Corporation. They're actually partners in my franchise. I franchise Phenomenal Business Coaching, and Ziglar is a partner. Everything that we do is based on the Zig Ziglar philosophy of you can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what it is that they want. That goes for leadership, it goes for marketing, it goes for sales, it goes for service. And so that's what we do is we train small business owners how to build systems, how to find, attract, train, and keep their team and coach their team members to success, and then how to build a leadership team so that you can then have a balanced life. And we do that through a membership program called the Howard Partridge Inner Circle. That's our coaching program, where you'll learn those systems. Your people will have the training that they need to be better, be more productive, and you'll get higher performance from your team, and you'll actually make more money and have more free time. I mean, what could be better than that?
I totally agree. So for almost 20 years, I've spent time with you and members of the Inner Circle, and I really understand how this works. And what many people don't get, Howard, is they're like, look, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm not making any more money than I was 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, I might be losing money this year. Things are chaotic, but no one can fix my business. No one can fix me. No one can fix my people. They're horrible, right? Oh, they're horrible. But that's not true. They need to have someone from the outside, usually, because most of these guys or gals don't have a partner or a board or an advisory team. And that's where you come in. And I tell people, just go to the boot camp, right? It's a one-day event. What are they going to see at the boot camp?
Yeah. So again, you're going to learn how to build systems. You're going to learn how to find, attract, train, and keep great people, phenomenal people. We'll get rid of that whole thing that you can't find good people. You'll learn how to be a better leader. But I want to address something that you said. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't fix you. I can't fix your business. I can't fix your people, but you can. And we've all heard, everybody needs a coach, and I agree with that, but there's more to it. So the right coach can be the catalyst to help you move to the next level. Because even though you may have a lot of potential, there's nobody on planet Earth that's phenomenal at leadership, marketing, sales, service, and finance. Usually you have a strength. For example, in my case, the reason that I got the E-Myth to start with is I had a coach who was actually a mentor, and he was looking at all the chaos happening in my business. He said, "Howard, you need the E-Myth." I was like, what's an E-Myth, And he said, you need systems. And so that's how I got on that track. But then I realized that even though I had all my systems documented and everything, I had the same problem. My people won't do what I tell them to do. And then I understood that you got to have leadership. And so I became a John Maxwell coach, and we started teaching our members. We started learning leadership way back then. And then I learned that you got to understand your financials, right? So I brought in Ellen Rohr, who is a phenomenal consultant, who is part of our team. And so what I did is I started learning from all these people, and then I started bringing them to our coaching members, having them speak at our conferences so that our members could learn directly from them. And so the fact is that you have a weak spot. And here's what I would encourage you to do. We have a business systems assessment. All right. You need to have systems in leadership, how you find and hire people. You need to have a system on how to coach people. You need to have a system on, you need to have systems in marketing. I mean, one of the marketing strategies that we use, referral partner marketing, generates, just in my service company, which is a $4 million company, generates $1 million a year in new business without advertising. So, and we got a digital marketing team that teaches all that stuff, but hardly anybody does referral marketing. And so anyway, so you need to have those systems. And what we put together is a business assessment in those 5 areas. That's basically a checklist that if you want to have what I call a predictable, profitable turnkey operation, you need to go through this checklist, right? I teach people that the one and only reason your business exists is to be a vehicle to help you achieve your life goals, right? And if you think about a vehicle has certain systems that all work together. There's 5 systems. And every airplane in the sky operates by a checklist. You're going to get a checklist, and this checklist is going to show you what you need, and then you're going to be able to rate it on 1 to 10. So you're going to be able to get a snapshot of where you are right now. You may have a great business, but I can guarantee you that you have needs. If you're even watching this podcast, why are you watching this podcast? Because there's something out there that might take you to the next level. Maybe you're not making enough money. Maybe you're in debt. Maybe you haven't developed leaders that can run your business for you. Maybe you're spending too much on marketing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're getting a lot of leads, but you're not closing the sale. So every business can be improved. And the reason that I say that people say that everybody needs a coach, the reason that I say that having the right coach is the one thing that will make all the difference in your business is because none of us are highly skilled in all of those areas. But here's the problem. The problem is that one coach is not enough. As good as my early mentor was, I still needed other people in my life. Michael Gerber became one of my mentors. He's a great friend. And by the way, he's going to be speaking at our next conference. I just got that confirmed. He just became my neighbor. He lives in Houston now. So he's our neighbor. And anyway, wow. So he's going to be speaking at our October conference. And that's where it all started for me. So it's coming full circle. He spoke at my conference before. And so the greatest life lesson that I've ever learned is get around people who are already where you want to be and who have a plan for you to follow. That's why I started following Zig Ziglar. That's why I started following John Maxwell. That's why I started following Michael Gerber. That's why I started following Ellen Rohr, because you need a community of coaches, not just a single coach. There are a lot of coaching programs out there, but like Jim McDonough said, I was listening to that podcast. This is what we do, where you learn not only from me, but you learn from all these other people, and you have people who are business owners who are going through the process, that are supporting you, encouraging you. You're around all these other people who are doing the same program as you. There's so much more depth to this program. You don't have the perspective of just, one person. Now, a good, personal development coach or leadership coach can pull good things out of you and give you perspective, right? But, if there's 5 areas of business and I'm strong in marketing and sales and I'm weak in those other areas, what if I had 3 different people that I could learn from to shore up those areas? And then what about your team members? They need to be coached. So what if they had training and coaching? Our most successful members, and we've got members all over the world who have gone from nothing basically to millions of dollars in sales. They've gone from being a slave to their business to having all the time, the free time that they want. And the thing is that what I've found is with all of these highly successful people, many of them that you're interviewing, they're going to tell you they just did 2 things. See, success is simple. It's just not easy. Success in our program, because you have the leadership coaches, the marketing coaches and trainers, the sales coaches and trainers, the administration coaches and trainers, the operations coaches and trainers, people who have been there, people in the program that have sold their business for millions of dollars, everything that you can imagine. Our most successful students just do 2 things. They learn the systems and they implement the systems. In fact, our coaching is built around a framework that I created called FTI. The number one reason that all people, not just small business owners, but the number one reason that people don't reach their biggest dreams and goals is what I call FTI, failure to implement. Yeah, this stuff, you're just not doing this stuff. The number one reason that small businesses don't grow or do as well as they could is the FTI, failure to implement. All these things that you could do, should do, but there just doesn't seem to be enough time and space for you to put everything together to grow like you want to. And we show you how to do that. There's a framework that we have, a proven framework. You're going to have a business plan. You're going to have a coach. You're going to have a community around you. You're going to have people checking in. You're going to have all the training that you need. And that's why all these people are on this podcast sharing their business and personal growth and how their team has grown, because over the last 25 years, based on Zig Ziglar's philosophy, John Maxwell's philosophy, Michael Gerber's philosophy, Ellen Rohr's philosophy, my philosophy, all this stuff that we put together in one package, you got everything you need.
And
I don't want my clients to have to go anywhere else to get something.
And generally, they don't have to. I have met so many great individuals and leaders through you, Howard. I mean, I can go down a list. Michael Gerber, Zig Ziglar, Ellen Rohr. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And many of these aren't just one-offs. They keep coming back. Ellen Rohr is your girl, right? I mean, she's exclusive to you.
Yeah, she's part of our team. When she started building Zoom Drain franchising, which, by the way, has 49 franchisees now, and they crossed $50 million a long time ago. She doesn't coach anymore with anybody except with us. Tommy Mello was at our event. He was at whatever it was, $200 million, and sold 47% of his company for $600 million. Those are the kind of people you're going to meet in this group. So I am incredibly blessed. I mean, to be partnered with Zig Ziglar for the last 12 years, to have all these great people around me that not only come and speak on our stage, but help us all through this journey. It is truly phenomenal.
It is. And I can't say anything else more positive. I have been around for a long time. I'm an old goat, and I've gone to many conferences. I've met many coaches, and your system, because it is a system, is different than most. But I'll tell you the number one thing, and I consistently say this: Howard Partridge is a man who cares. I say this to people all the time. When you become part of Howard's family, he won't just say hi to you when there's 300 people in the room. He won't just shake your hand. He's likely to hug you and ask how your kids are and probably mention them by name. Sometimes kids come to the events, right? So it is really a family organization.
It really is. In fact, I have to brief all of our speakers and share with them that our event is K-rated. Like, what does K-rated mean? Kindergarten level, because it's likely that either in the room or watching the video or on the stream, if we're streaming, there's going to be a 5-year-old homeschooled child. And I do care. And I mean, listen, I have everything a man could want. I don't have to do this. In fact, there's a gorgeous beach, 30 seconds right there. I can see it. The water is so beautiful, but I'm on here because this is what I'm called to do. This is what my life work is about. But the thing that just inspires me more than anything else is we have a summer retreat called the Destined Dream Retreat, which is next week. You're coming. Mm-hmm. And we have about 50 kids that are coming with our members, our Inner Circle coaching members. And they're going to learn the Zig Ziglar philosophy. We've been doing this for probably 10 years. We go out and do sandcastle building, and there's a sandcastle building contest. And so these kids get filled up with what Mr. Ziglar calls the pure, the positive, and the powerful in their mind, and we do as well. So it's just what inspires me is to see these young people grow, and I've been doing this long enough now that I've seen so many of these kids grow up and become phenomenal human beings. So it is a family affair. There's no amount of business success that can compensate for failure or difficulty at home. We want you to have free time to be with your kids. I think of Michael Killen, who was doing $3 million a year when I met him, when he joined the Inner Circle. And but he was losing money and he didn't know why. So the first thing that we focused on is what Ellen calls KFP, a known financial position, to figure out where his money was going, got him profitable, got all that stabilized. Now he's at over 10 million a year, works 3 days a week, spends the rest of the days with his young kids, bought his dream property, dream vacations. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Why? Because he learned the systems, the proven systems. I created most of these systems, but they've been validated and shaped and formed by other great people, like Zig, like John Maxwell, like Michael Gerber, like Darren Hardy, like Ivan Miser, like Dave Anderson, like Dave Ramsey, like Brian Tracy. And those guys have, endorsed my books and, been a huge influence in my life and in our community. And again, I do this because this is what I'm called to do. And it just blesses me every day, every day. A day does not go by that I don't get a text, a call, an email, or a message, or hear a story of someone that their life has been changed, their business is growing, they have balance in their life, not a day goes by, and I'm just so grateful for that. So there's some simple steps. You may not believe that. You may not even think that, you have a problem in your business. You might have a great business, but it could be more simple steps. You opt in at phenomenalbusinesscoaching.com or at my website, howardpartridge.com. You click on the free training. We're going to start giving you solutions, showing you how to build systems in your business. Your next step is to get on a live event. Sometimes I do virtual events, and or to come to a live event, in-person event. Learn the systems. Like Jim said, it's very reasonable. It's guaranteed or your money back. See if we're the right fit. If we're not, hey, we'll still be friends, okay? But if it is the right fit, you decide to get involved with us, you're going to get the curriculum, the coaching, and the community. You're going to get the support, the encouragement, and the accountability that everybody needs to be phenomenally successful. You don't become a world-class athlete without a coaching team. You don't become a world-class business person or leader without coaching and training. Just doesn't happen. So anyway, that's how I've gotten here, is by learning and applying the systems and having coaches and a community around me to help keep pushing me and helping me get to the next level and to keep my head on straight. I mean, who does a business owner have to talk to anyway? Wife?
Yeah.
Husband? They're tired of hearing about the problems.
They are.
Hey, in fact, if your wife is anything like mine, like, I told you to do that 5 years ago.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You didn't listen to me. Oh, Jim's like, oh, you're going there, huh? Yeah. My wife is like, if you just listen to me half the time, you'd be all right. And so when I'm feeling pretty confident, I'm like, honey, I think I'm, at about 65% right now. I'm feeling good. Yeah, but you could do this and be even better. By the way, I know that you shared this on another podcast, but I failed to mention this. I'm a guy who grew up on welfare. Okay. I grew up in a little shack, 7 kids in a little 600 square foot shack. The roof on that house was so bad that every time it rained, we had to get out all the pots and pans to catch the leaks. My mother fed us on $100 a month from the welfare department. I got kicked out of the house. I wasn't even barely 18. And I got on a Greyhound bus, went to Houston, Texas, had 25 cents in my pocket. I started my business with $3,000. And now I've got a multi-million-dollar turnkey business over there, got a worldwide coaching network. I'm here in my dream house, on my dream beach, have multiple properties. You can do this. Like, it doesn't matter where you are or what problem. If you have a problem, I probably had it. Probably had it worse. I've been in debt. I've had employees steal from me. I've had people go into business from me or against me that work for me. All
the typical things which happen.
All the typical.
People lie, cheat, and steal, and that happens, and we need to deal with that. We have trouble on Thursday night trying to sleep because we're like, how are we making payroll tomorrow? We've all had that, right? All of these things, Howard has gone through it. Pretty much everyone who's in the room and inner circle has gone through it. And most of the people on stage who have been talking about this for years, the great people that Howard has, have all gone through this as well. Howard, I just want to let everybody know that in the description of this podcast is a link for free training. Okay. Right. And that is there. So you can go in there and click that. If somebody wants to reach you personally, is that possible?
Yeah. Just send me an email at howard@howardpartridge.com, howard@howardpartridge.com. And in this link that Jim's talking about, you're going to get free business growth tips, webinars, videos. I'm always dripping stuff out there because I feel like if, again, I'll just end with Zig Ziglar's quote. I live this every day. I know that when I help you get what you want out of life and out of your business, I'm going to get what I need. And I already do and already have. And here's the other thing, like, take action, because you can say, whatever. I'm already successful. Hopefully you are too. But if you have a problem that's costing you $100,000 a year, $1 million a year, you have a problem employee, you're spending too much on advertising, you're not making enough profit, whatever, you don't have to live with that problem. Your solution is right here.
Yeah, it's really that simple. Sign up for the freebies that are in the description of this podcast, and Howard's email will be listed there as well. And if anyone ever wants to talk to me about it, I know a lot about Howard and his coaching and Inner Circle. Feel free to reach out to me as well. Howard, on that note, we're going to sign off, but I'm going to see you in Destin, Florida very soon.
That's right. Now, if you contact Jim, I have to say this when I introduce my wife to people, okay, or my closest friends. No unauthorized behind the scenes stories, okay?
Okay.
See, he'll never agree to it because he's always going to give you a little something, you know. Tell you what Howard did one day when we were on this trip, you know.
There are all kinds of stories. We have nicknames for each other, which I won't let anybody know. That's been loose on social media, but we won't.
I'm proud of mine. I'm proud of my nickname.
I know you use it all the time. I'm not sure where mine came from, but mine's not all that bad, I guess.
Well, it was a group dinner, and there was a lot of conversation, joking going around. There's probably wine involved. Okay.
Probably.
But who knows where it came from?
Exactly. It's all good. Okay, my friend. I will see you soon. Thank you so much, Howard Partridge. And thanks to all of you for tuning in today. Once again, if you need anything, it's all in the description of this podcast.